So, in a less than 48-hour time span, the Pittsburgh Steelers have traded their number one wide receiver, Diontae Johnson, to the Carolina Panthers, our backup quarterback of years, Mason Rudolph, to the Tennessee Titans. And today, our biggest piece of news, we trade Kenny Pickett, who was only here for 2 years, to the Philadelphia Eagles. But I have to know, what does this mean for our draft? Okay, let's start on the offensive side of the ball. We obviously are drafting another wide receiver. The Pittsburgh Steelers are good for drafting a wide receiver in probably the second or third round. I think that's where we're going to go. This is the way I see the Steelers starting lineup in 2024 on the offensive side of the ball. Russell Wilson, obviously, our starting quarterback. George Pickens, our wide receiver one, we bump him up. And if we go wide receiver in the draft, then whoever we select then is going to be our wide receiver two. We have Freiermuth as our tight end. And then we have Calvin Austin III as our slot guy. That's the way I see it. Now, for our quarterback situation, because as good as Russell Wilson is, number one, we don't know how he's going to work in the Tomlin and Steelers system yet. And two, with Kenny and Mason gone, now we have no quarterback depth. So what do? Do we get another raw, unseasoned free agent for cheap? Or do we just draft the best quarterback available? A lot of people saying that the Steelers should pick up Justin Fields for as cheap a contract as possible and then just have him sit behind Russell Wilson for a year or two, depending on how long Russell Wilson stays. Me, I think that we should get the best quarterback available. I mean, the Steelers have the 20th pick, and depending who's left on the board, I think that's the direction we should go. And I think that if we do go wide receiver, then we should pick him in the second round. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, we're pretty much good to go. Maybe get a corner or safety or something like that. And definitely we need to beef up our O-line. Most definitely a center. We need to start with getting a center. But I think that we can save getting a center for the Steelers in the third or the fourth round. And guys, I'll be honest with you. The Kenny Pickett news kind of had mixed feelings about that. It sort of hurt me a little bit because I like Kenny Pickett. I thought Kenny Pickett had a lot of potential. And as much as it hurts me to say this, Kenny Pickett is a glorified backup. That is his ceiling at the NFL level. Just a backup. No more, no less. But all in all, guys, with what's going on in the last couple of days, Mike Tomlin and Omar Khan are some mad scientists. And if you thought that free agency was crazy, just wait until the draft.